Hello and welcome to video number 8. This is the reverse engineering hack. Now that you understand how do you go about getting ideas on what images to use, the hack is really to take a look at the trending pins and reverse engineer it. So let me show you how to do this right now. So applying this hack is very easy to do. All you have to do is simply go to two sites. The first one is, of course, Pinterest.com. And the second site I'll show you in just a minute. So if you go to Pinterest.com and up at the top, you want to enter the search term. And in this case, since I was talking about chicken parmesan earlier, I decided to stick with chicken parmesan recipes. Now, as you go through here, I want you to point at and want you to think which one actually stands out. So these are just images, and you'll notice that a lot of people, they just upload images, and images look great and they definitely will get clicks. But if you scroll down, this one here has not only a good image, but they also have a good title. So if we scroll down further, this one has an image and they also have text, and it doesn't look horrible, but if you scroll down further, you get the idea that just putting text on an image doesn't really work either. So taking the photograph, if the person who took this photograph here maybe took it on the side, it would look better. And maybe they used something like PictoChart to create an infographic or an editing tool to make things look better. And we'll talk about tools that you can use to make things better in just a minute. But if you scroll down further, you begin to see images that really catch your eye. So this one here, this one has an image and then text and then an image, but the text looks really good. So if you scroll down further, the one on the left-hand side here looks really good as well. So by doing a little bit of research and doing a little bit of reverse engineering, you can get an idea of what is actually doing well. Now, I want to pause for a minute and just tell you a tool that you can use to create these simple graphics. So if you don't want to create an infographic, that's fine. But if you want to create something simple like this, then there's a tool called Canva. So that is canva.com, canva.com. And as you can see here, you're able to create really beautiful pictures without having Photoshop. So you can edit this anywhere you are as long as you have access to the internet. Now, what's nice about Canva is you're not limited to just posters. In fact, if you go up here, you're able to see the different templates and designs. So if I go back one page and I go to features, you can see the document types of the cars, logos, flyers, banners, reports, resumes, postcards, proposals, infographics as well, book covers, newsletters, all sorts of things that you can create, magazine covers. You can even go further and create your social media graphics as well, but that's going a little bit on a different route. So now that you know a tool that you can use to create nice looking graphics aside of PictoChart.com, let's head back on to Pinterest.com. Okay, so what you want to do is scroll down and then look for an image that really stands out. So as we're scrolling through here, I feel like the one that's really standing out to me is this one here and this one here. Now, if you notice, if you put your mouse over each image, at the bottom here, you're going to see the domain name of the person that owns this image. So we put over here, we can see this is inspiredtaste.net. We've got chefsavvy.com. We've got kitchenswagger.com. So what we do is we find the domain name. And the next step is we obviously can see that these people are professionals. So we want to take a further look at them. So what we do is we head on over to a site called buzzsumo.com. That's buzzsumo.com. And then immediately you see Content Analyzer. And normally this will show up by default, the first thing that you'll see. If not, you can click on content research, content analyzer, and then you'll want to enter the domain name. So in this case, it's kitchenswagger.com. And if we scroll down, we can see all the content that BuzzSumo has essentially extracted, and we can get an idea of how well the content is doing. So we can see this one here is getting about 300 Pinterest shares. So it looks like the majority of their traffic is actually coming from Pinterest. And that's a good sign because that tells us that the way they've created their graphic is a good sign that tells us and confirmation that their images are working and people are sharing their content. So what you can do is you can simply click on their link. Now, before we do that, let's just try something. Let's see if we can do chicken swagger chicken and do a search. So that doesn't really give us the data. We're looking for the chicken parmesan. But anyways, it looks like they're very consistent. So what I do is I take a look at the highest content piece that is getting the highest amount of Pinterest shares. And then we take a look at the content and just see how they've laid out their content. So how to grill the best pizza you've ever had. How to make the best chicken parmesan you've ever had. So they start with an image, content, some bold text, then they have images, lots of images. And then they go to the recipes. So what you're trying to do here is get an idea of why people are pinning it and how you can apply that to your own content. Obviously, you're not plagiarizing or copying them. You're simply getting ideas on how you can lay things out for your own site. Because what we found is that with Pinterest, a lot of times the content for a specific demographic, a specific audience, a specific niche can be very different than other audiences and other niches. So that's why taking a look at your competition, essentially, and what is actually trending and which one is getting good Pinterest shares and all of that, and then stick with that. So that's a very simple hack that you can apply. So as a recap, number one, go to Pinterest.com, do a search for your niche or specific image that you're searching for, and then take a look at the best image, and then go to BuzzSumo second of all, that's step number 2, and then type in the domain name, and then take a look at their highest Pinterest shares, and from that, take a look at how they've laid things out on their blog or their website, and then try to take a look at a few, again, and see if there's a similarity and a commonality. So that's it, and hope you enjoyed that. Let's move on to the next video.